boring-football.com live stream for week 2. I'm hoping you can hear me okay. Trying out a new mic and new mic settings, so hopefully this will make the audio a little bit better tonight. So, welcome. It's going to be a busy night tonight. Most of the games that are happening are night games tonight, so it's a little bit crazy right now, but we're doing our best to keep up. So I'm going to quick share this link, let everyone know we're live, and then we will begin talking about Friday night. We'll begin watching scores together. So far we've had 2 games go final. Sheridan did defeat Evanston tonight 49-3. That game got over, the competitive phase of that game got over pretty fast. Evanston not able to keep up with Sheridan turning it into a running clock situation pretty early in that game. So Sheridan did beat Evanston tonight 49-3. The other game, the only day game of the day, was Mountain View Lyman in the Bridger Valley Bowl. Mountain View did beat Lyman in that one 28-14. So those are the only 2 games that are final so far. To give you a quick update on where we're at, in 4A, Gillette is beating Cheyenne Central, and not only beating Cheyenne Central, but beating down Cheyenne Central. Last check, that game was 34-0 Camels. That game in the second quarter. Cheyenne South and Cheyenne East are at halftime. Cheyenne South is up on Cheyenne East 10-7. Big game for both teams, but especially for the Bison there. Rock Springs is beating Kelly Walsh at halftime. That's 15-6. And Laramie actually has just scored against Natrona. I want to double check and make sure I get this right. There was a big 50-yard pass play for the Plainsmen, led to a touchdown. So Laramie up on Natrona 7-6. That game late in the second quarter. Douglas and Cody also playing, moving to 3A now. Douglas is up on Cody 36-12. That game early in the fourth quarter. Thanks to Carson Rowley for that update, tweeting live from that game. Lander and Jackson. Jackson has taken a 14-7 lead on Lander going into halftime. Powell and Buffalo, last update I had on that was Powell's up in that game 7-0. Haven't heard much from that game recently. Green River and Rollins, a really intriguing game. Last I heard on that one was Green River was up on Rollins 21-12 there in the second quarter. Star Valley and Riverton, we're going to take a quick peek at that live stream. That game is late in the third quarter. Star Valley's up on Riverton 35-7. And then Worland-Torrington. That game at halftime, Torrington is up on Worland 7-0 at halftime. Moving to 2A, Big Piney and Lovell. Last update I had on Big Piney Lovell was that Big Piney was up on Lovell 13-12, and a little bit of an upset brewing there in the second quarter. Burns and Bighorn taking it to Burns. It was 26-0 last check in the second quarter. Grable-Kemmer, same deal. Kemmer, not any chance in this one. Grable's up 43-0 in the second quarter. Last I checked on that one. Newcastle-Moorcroft. Looks like Moorcroft hanging tough with Newcastle. Newcastle only up 6-0 in the second quarter in that one. Glenrock beating Thermopolis 15-0, that game in the second quarter. And Wheatland and Pinedale. Kent Smith with the radio station there in Wheatland letting me know that it is 7-0 Pinedale. That game late in the second quarter, maybe close to halftime. Maybe to halftime by now, but Pinedale up on Wheatland 7-0 late in the second quarter in that one. 1A 11-man, Pine Bluffs, last I saw, speaking of coincidence, a tweet from our friends at WyoPreps. Pine Bluffs is now up on Wind River 41-0, that game in the fourth quarter now. No update from Rocky Mountain Upton Sundance, no update from Tongue River Wyoming Indian. Lusk is up on Saratoga. That game is 38-6. That game just went to halftime. So again, Lusk up 38-6 on Saratoga. Shoshone and Southeast. Last update I saw on that one was that Southeast was up on Shoshone 12-7. That game in the second quarter. And then Again, no updates on Rocky Mountain Upton Sundance, no updates on Tongue River Wyoming Indian. If anyone has any updates from any of those games, hit me up, let me know. I would love to hear about them. There's only 2 games going on in 6-man tonight, and I only have one score for you. That game being the Lingle-Guernsey game. Lingle up 16-6 at halftime in that one. No score updates from the Snake River Riverside game tonight in Basin. So that's where we're at. Quick update on the Big Piney Lovell game. That game has just moved to halftime. Big Piney up 13-12 at halftime. This is pretty typical. When I come on here at 8 o'clock Mountain Time, it's usually about the time that our 6 o'clock games are almost final and our 7 o'clock games are roughly at about halftime. That's on purpose. So most of those 7 o'clock games going to halftime right now. The handful of 6 o'clock games that aren't over yet include the Douglas-Cody game. Of course, Douglas up big in that one. Riverton-Star Valley, that game's late in the third quarter. And Pine Bluffs-Wind River, as I just mentioned, Pine Bluffs up big on Wind River in the fourth quarter. And then Tongue River, Wyoming Indian. Haven't heard a word on that. Have no idea where that game is at. Of course, if you want to reach out to me, I am on Twitter at Wyoming Football. I am also on Facebook, facebook.com/Wyoming Football History. And then the chat window here in the live stream on YouTube. Feel free to hit me up with questions there. If you're looking for a particular score, I can help find it for you. If you just have questions about the football season, let me know. I'm also updating my website live. Wyoming-football.com is being updated throughout the night with final scores as they come in. If you go to Wyoming-football.com and go to the front page there and go to results by year and click on 2016, you'll see all the game results from tonight. You can also go to just wyoming-football.com/2016.html. That's where I'm updating the final scores as I get them as they come in tonight. Halftime update, Cheyenne Central still losing to Gillette. That game now officially at halftime, and score in that one 34-0. Camels up big thanks to our friends at Camel Sports, KML Radio, I believe, there in Gillette with that update. Quick update from the Guernsey-Lingle game, thanks to our friend Scott Starkey at the Torrington Telegram. Guernsey Sunrise returned the opening kickoff of the second half back for a touchdown. Could not convert, though. No, wait, they did convert, because now the score is Lingle 16, Guernsey 14. Again, that game early in the third quarter, Guernsey Sunrise running back the opening kick of the second half. Halftime, when the Laramie-Natrona game there in Casper, it's Laramie 7, Natrona 6. A couple of updates there, thanks to David Watson at the Laramie Boomerang for that update. Also, Brady Oltmans at the Casper Star Tribune providing those halftime updates. So, Burns has just gotten on the board against Bighorn, thanks to our friends at the Sheridan Press for this update. So Burns gets the score and the 2-point conversion. However, Burns still trails Bighorn at this point 32-8. That game barely at the end of the first quarter, so Bighorn doing well there. Second quarter. Halftime in Kemmer. The Kemmer-Grable game, the halftime score in that one is brutal. Kemmer 50, Grable 50, Kemmer 0. I gave some of you a heart attack there. Halftime in Kemmer, Grable 50, Kemmer 0. So that game will be a running clock there in the second half. So Buffalo's up 50-0 at halftime. Again, if any of you have Rocky Mountain Upton Sundance updates, let me know. If any of you have Tongue River Wyoming Indian updates, let me know. Those are the games that we're missing right now, and would love to have any score updates that you could possibly get from those games. Be really, really appreciated. Do have a quick correction, Torrington Telegram, quick correction. The score in the Lingle-Guernsey game is now 16-13, not 16-14 as previously reported. So 16-13 there, Doggers over the Vikings in Goshen County tonight. Of course, that Lingle-Guernsey game was my game of the week this week. I was really excited to see that one back on the schedule. Those two schools are about 20 miles apart, and they haven't played each other since 2008. It's because Guernsey went down to 6-man and Lingle stayed in 11-man. Well, now Lingle's in 6-man, and then thankfully they're back on the schedule for each other. It's a really rich, deep, traditional rivalry. Really happy to see that back on the schedule. If you want to know more, go to wyoming-football.com/blog. I've got a whole bunch of words on that rivalry. Check it out. Ooh, an update from our friends at WyoPreps, and this is a shocker. At halftime, Rocky Mountain is leading Upton Sundance 14-9. So, the Grizzlies, I kind of hinted in my blog yesterday that Rocky Mountain might be better than we think. They had that big win over Kemmerer last week, and now really giving number one Upton Sundance a run for their money. And I'm not all that surprised to see Rocky Mountain play well. I am surprised to see Rocky Mountain up at halftime. So the Grizzlies up on the Patriots 14-9, that game at halftime. Again, thanks to our friends at WyoPreps for that update. Ooh, update from Afton. And Afton, Star Valley really, this game's over. They are really just thumping Riverton. Joey Swanson with the touchdown catch, 25 yards out. 42-7 now. Star Valley up early in the fourth quarter on Riverton, and I really thought Riverton might give Star Valley a game. I did not anticipate a 35-point lead for the Braves heading into the fourth quarter, but that's where we're at right now. So Star Valley up 42-7 on Riverton early in the fourth quarter. Thanks to Dal Erickson there at the Star Valley Independent. They're doing the live stream of that game tonight. Appreciate his updates and appreciate his help. Just kind of cruising around here, seeing what else is going on. The East-South game is still at halftime. Cheyenne South is up on East 10-7, that game at halftime. I do see the Cheyenne South players out there stretching, though, so I'm sure that game's going to restart here at any moment. Again, I am on all your social medias. Wyoming-football.com is the website. At Wyoming Football on Twitter. Facebook.com/Wyoming Football History. And then, of course, right here on the live dashboard here on YouTube, there's a little chat function. Check it out. Give it a shot. If you have any questions, any particular scores you're looking for, I'm happy to help however I can. All right, we have a halftime score here. Pinedale is up on Wheatland 13-6 at halftime, thanks to Kent Smith, the radio guy there in Wheatland, for that update. Again, Pinedale up on Wheatland, the defending 2A champions from Wheatland, 13-6 at halftime. I am tweeting that score out for all my Twitter followers. Looks like Wheatland did take the lead there with about less than a minute to go there in the second quarter. They were up 7-6, and then Pinedale gets that go-ahead score with 17 seconds left in the second quarter. Criddled a Weiner for 26 yards out. So that's how Pinedale ends up with the lead at halftime, 13-6 over Wheatland, getting a late clutch score there. Again, the only two finals I've got so far. The only day game of the day, Mountain View and Lyman. That in Class 2A, the Bridger Valley Bowl. Mountain View going into Lyman and beating Lyman 28-14. The only other game that I've got as a final right now is the Sheridan-Evanston game. Sheridan beat Evanston tonight 49-3. That game went to the running clock pretty early. Sheridan taking its foot off the gas. Evanston getting a late field goal. Final in that one, Sheridan 49, Evanston 3. I do appreciate you joining me. This is kind of what I do on a Friday night. It's me perusing around, looking for final scores from Wyoming high school football games. It's what I've been doing for years. I've been doing this really since 2005. Every Friday night, I saddle up and watch all the things happen in front of me and kind of watch the scenes unfold, as it were. This is kind of like, I've heard a sports season is like every game is like the new chapter to the mystery novel, and this is just the reading of that chapter, and I love it, and I'm glad you're here with me. Kind of quiet right now. A lot of games at halftime right now, which is part of the reason why we've got a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of delay. Gillette Central at halftime, East South at halftime, Kelly Walsh Rock Springs at halftime, Laramie Natrona at halftime, Lander Jackson at halftime, Worland Torrington at halftime. You get the idea. So not a lot happening right now. So the Wyoming high school football version of the Red Zone, a little slow right now. But that's okay. One of the things I was kind of curious about this week was Lander. Lander, again, down 7 at halftime to Jackson. Jackson has gotten off to just a brutal start. At least Jackson did get on the scoreboard tonight. That's been a struggle for him. And I was kind of curious about that Lander-Jackson game. Lander now has lost 17 in a row, I believe, 17 or 18 in a row. That Lander-Jackson game might have been Lander's best chance to get off the schneid, and they still might do it tonight, but right now Lander down 14-7 at halftime. I never root for a team to lose that many games in a row. That's no fun at all. Would love to see Lander break that streak, get in the winning column, and of course if you're playing against Lander, that's the last thing you want to see. The last thing you want to have happen to your team is to have the streak broken against you. So Lander getting the best probably from the teams they're facing because of that. It's kind of a cruel little irony that that's the way it works out, but that's the way it works out. Quick score update from Sheridan County. Colton Williams gets a 5-yard touchdown catch, and Bighorn up on Burns 39-8. That game late in the second quarter. They're about 13 seconds away from halftime. So the Rams getting a late touchdown there in the second quarter and having little problem with Burns. Again, 39-8. Thanks to the Sheridan Press for that update. A score update, a final score from our friends at YO Preps. Pine Bluffs has defeated Wind River, not only defeated Wind River, but shut out Wind River. The final score, Pine Bluffs 41, Wind River 0. Excuse me for a second as I update that score on the website, wyoming-football.com/2016.html. That's where the scores are at. That's what you can type in, or you can just go to the website, wyoming-football.com, and go to results by year. Click on 2016, and there it is. All of the scores from tonight will be posted there. An official halftime score now. Bighorn is up on Burns 39-8 at halftime. As you might expect, that score update came from our friends at the Sheridan Press. All right. A score update from the Lingle Guernsey 6-man game. Ty Mueller with a 35-yard touchdown catch. So that's put Lingle up on Guernsey 24-13. That game about halfway through the third quarter. So again, Lingle up on Guernsey 24-13 in the third quarter. Again, that's Scott Starkey there at the Torrington Telegram providing that update. We appreciate his help tonight. Just double checking some of my live streams here. Again, a lot of games at halftime right now. Star Valley still up on Riverton, 42-7. That game in the fourth quarter. Looks like, correct me if I'm wrong here, Twitter, East has scored a quick strike for Cheyenne East to start the second half. Ethan Ashworth scores from 2 yards out. Cheyenne East now up on Cheyenne South, 14-10, thanks to my dear friend Jeremiah Jonke at the Wyoming Tribune Eagle there in Cheyenne for that update. Halftime score, Glen Rock just beating the heck out of Thermopolis. Thermopolis apparently really struggling this year. Glen Rock is up on Thermopolis at halftime 36-0 in a 2A East Conference showdown there. Excuse me, I had to just check my text there. Again, wyoming-football.com is the website. Facebook.com/Wyoming Football History. Twitter at Wyoming Football. And then here on the live stream, there's a chat function on YouTube. Hit me up. Happy to talk about anything that you want to talk about regarding Wyoming high school football. Looks like the Kemmer Grable game still at halftime. Kemmer down 50 to nothing to Grable. Kemmer really struggling. Of course, they've got a long losing streak just like Lander does. Of course, Kemmer's losing streak is the longest in the state. Final score update from our friends at the WHSAA on the WHSAA scoreboard. Tongue River has shut out Wyoming Indian. That score, Tongue River 68, Wyoming Indian 0. So Tongue River having little trouble. Of course, Wyoming Indian had to forfeit last week. They were scheduled to play Wright, didn't have enough players, had to forfeit against Wright. So this was Wyoming Indian's season opener tonight, and Tongue River really taking it to the Chiefs. Unfortunately for the Chiefs, the Eagles, the better team tonight, 68-0. Do have a final score update. I'm going to hold off on that one just a second, but the update I have seen and the game that is probably going final is Douglas Cody. Douglas actually going to Cody tonight. Douglas winning 36-12. That score update from our friends at YO Preps. So again, Douglas 36, Cody 12, the final in that one. So, give me just a second here. I gotta update those final scores on the website. Of course, wyoming-football.com /2016.html. That's where we're updating tonight's final scores as they come in live. And of course now, because of the live stream, you get to see me update these live. So in about 5 seconds, if you hit refresh, those last two finals will be available on the page. The Douglas Cody score and the Tongue River Wyoming Indian score. So, the finals as we have them so far. Sheridan did defeat Evanston tonight, 49-3. That's the only 4A final that we have so far. The only 3A final that we have is the Douglas Cody game, which I just mentioned, Douglas 36, Cody 12. The only 2A game that's a final, Mountain View and Lyman. Mountain View won that game 28-14. We've got two 1A 11-man games that have gone final, both shutouts. Pine Bluffs over Wind River 41-0, and Tongue River over Wyoming Indian 68-0. And we have two 6-man games tonight. Neither one has gone final yet, but that's not a surprise. Both of them were 7 p.m. kickoffs. Anyone with a Snake River Riverside score, I would love it. Give me a shout. Let me know. Haven't heard anything on that game, and I'm really kind of curious to see how that game is going. So that's where we're at with that one. Pretty much all the other games are at halftime. The only one I'm not sure of right now is Newcastle Moorcroft. Haven't heard an update on that one in a while. Last I saw it was Newcastle 6, Moorcroft 0 in the second quarter. Haven't seen an update on that one since. But every other game, as far as I know, is at halftime or beyond. So we are over the hump. A quick update in 6-man. Looks like Guernsey got a score. No name, but Guernsey with a 40-yard touchdown run. Cutting into that Lingle lead, so now the score Lingle 24, Guernsey 20. That game late in the third quarter. Thank you to Scott Starkey at the Torrington Telegram for that update. So again, hit me up on the chat here on YouTube. Check it out. That'd be awesome. Of course, Twitter. Twitter.com/Wyoming Football or at Wyoming Football on Twitter. And then Facebook, Facebook.com/Wyoming Football History. That's where I'm at. I'm checking those often to see if anyone has any questions. Hit me up. Be glad to chat. No update really in this 3A game between Powell and Buffalo. Buffalo is up on Powell 7-0. I think I might have misspoke on that one earlier. I believe I said Powell was up on that one. It is Buffalo that's up in that one. Buffalo up 7-0 on Powell in the third quarter. You might hear my cat over here in the distance. That is Teddy. Teddy chiming in with his thoughts as well. Chime in with your thoughts. Would love to hear from you too. I love hearing from my cat, but I would also love to hear from you. According to the live stream here, Kemmerer Grable about ready to kick off second half. Of course, Kemmerer down 50-0 at halftime in that one. Star Valley Riverton has moved past the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Star Valley up 42-7 on Riverton there in Afton. Really surprised to see Riverton struggle as much as they have against Star Valley. But that also tells me Star Valley's legit. Star Valley is ready to defend that 3A title, and it's going to take a pretty Herculean effort from somebody to knock the Braves off this year. Of course, there are some games tomorrow as well, and I wanted to update you on those. They're all 1A games. There's only one 11-man game tomorrow. That's the Wright-Cokeville game. Wright making the long journey to Cokeville. Wright and Cokeville have actually never played each other before, so a first in Wyoming football history for Wright and Cokeville to be playing each other. That game in Cokeville, the two Panther teams playing each other at 2 p.m. tomorrow there in Lincoln County. The rest of the games, there's 6 games tomorrow that are 6-man games. The Burlington-Farson game, that game in Farson, huge game, huge playoff implications in that one, I believe. Casey and Hanna will face off in Hanna. Meeteetse and DuBois are going to play in DuBois. Midwest and Normative Services, that game was originally scheduled for tonight, got moved to Saturday morning, so Midwest will make the trip to Sheridan to play NSI tomorrow. Rock River and Hewlett are also going to play tomorrow in Hewlett, and then Ten Sleep will make the journey to St. Stephen's to play the Eagles. Ten Sleep and St. Stephen's both winners last week, pair of 1-0 teams. All of those games tomorrow start at 2 p.m. except the Midwest NSI game, which kicks off at 10 a.m. That will be an early riser game. And then the Rock River Hewlett game kicks an hour later than everyone else. They will kick off at 3 p.m. A quick update from our friends at WyoPreps. In the fourth quarter, Torrington is now leading Worland 13-7 in a 3A game. So Torrington 13, Worland 7 in the fourth quarter. Rock Springs and Kelly Walsh have started the second half. Oaklawn Jenkins getting a nice touchdown run, apparently. 47-yarder, so now Rock Springs up on Kelly Walsh 22-6 early in the third quarter. Thanks to our friends at WyoVarsity for that update, the Casper Star Tribune. Jeremiah Junkie with a score update. Of course, he's at the Wyoming Tribune Eagle. Dylan Mondragon has a score for Cheyenne South, and Cheyenne South has retaken the lead against Cheyenne East. Cheyenne South now up 17-14 that game in the third quarter. Halftime update. Green River is up on Rollins at halftime. That score 21-12. Green River, pretty good team, but Rollins hanging tough. Rollins was up 12-7 in that game at one point. Green River with a couple touchdowns before halftime, and now it is Green River up on Rollins 21-12 at halftime. Oh boy, Austin Clementson, a 68-yard touchdown run for Gillette to start the second half. Gillette now up big on Cheyenne Central, 41-0 that game in the third quarter, so Gillette having little trouble in that one. And that's not too much of a surprise, although Cheyenne Central I thought would be a little bit better than what they've shown so far tonight. It's a little bit disappointing to see that effort from them, having to go on the road to Gillette, and Gillette making them regret it. Camels up 41-0 on that one. Holy cow, that's less than 30 seconds gone in the third quarter. Had to comfort my cat there a little bit. He's whining a little bit, and I had to give him a little scratch behind the ears. He's a little bit jealous that you're getting my attention, and he's not. Anyway, Wyoming-football.com, that's where I'm posting tonight's live score updates. Check it out. It's really, really cool to have you here with me while I chase down those scores, and so I can share them with you. I am going to try to pull up the Newcastle Moorcroft live feed and see if I can listen into that game and see how it's going. I haven't heard an update on that one in a long time. Kind of curious to hear where that's at and how that game is going. So excuse me for just a second. I'm trying to get that stream to work, and I'll see if I can hear anything. All right, we have the live stream working. That's a good sign. But I haven't heard a score yet. So give me just a minute. That's the only 2A game I haven't had an update on all night. Alright, well, I'm going to put that on my neck as I listen here. Not getting an immediate score update from the Newcastle Moorcroft game. I would love an update on that Newcastle Moorcroft game, but it's a little bit of a struggle right now to get an update from that game, unfortunately. Every other game, though... Oh, here it is. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Trying to bring you the best updates, and sometimes we've got to wait for the radio guy to actually say the score. For those games where we don't have anyone live tweeting from them, we've kind of have to wait and see what someone will say on the radio. It's kind of hit and miss, but that's part of the fun. And I appreciate you hanging in there with me. So anyway, Wyoming-football.com is the site. Wyoming-football.com, well, it's facebook.com/Wyoming Football History. On Twitter, I'm at Wyoming Football. And then in the live chat dashboard here on YouTube, feel free to ask away. Hit me up with questions. If you've got a score update, even better. Curious to see how things are going out there. Trying to follow about 6 games at once here and bring you the latest and greatest. So it's part of the fun. I love chasing these things down on a Friday night. It's great. I wouldn't be anywhere else in the world but right here. There's our update. Newcastle is up on Moorcroft. It is 21-0. Newcastle up on Moorcroft. They're in the third quarter. So the Doggies up 21-0 on the Wolves in the third quarter. That 2A game, that was the one I was really struggling to get updates from. But Newcastle is up on Moorcroft 21-0. That game about halfway through the third quarter. Most of the other games are at halftime right now, but that's not all that surprising. When I have updates from those as they come in, I will be sure to share them. Quick update, end of the third quarter, our Lingle-Guernsey game is still 24-20. Lingle up on Guernsey. That game now heading into the fourth quarter. Thanks again to Scott Starkey at the Torrington Telegram for that. A halftime score update. Glenrock up on Thermopolis 33-0 at halftime. I think I've mentioned that before, but it's worth mentioning again. Thanks to Sally Ann Shermer, my old friend from the Casper Star Tribune. She's definitely at the Glenrock game tonight, and Glenrock up 33-0 on Thermopolis. Herders having little trouble in that one. So, doing my usual cycle through, looking through to see if I can find anything new. Nothing new to bring you other than where is it? This one right here. Cheyenne South and Cheyenne East still 17-14. South is up on East, and it looks like South is driving, actually. It looks like South has the ball on East's 20-yard line. So South up 17-14 on East and looking to score, looking to extend that lead. So I'll keep you updated on that one as we get updates. Obviously, I will bring them to you. Okay, update. Touchdown Cheyenne South. Not sure who scored it, but looks like the Bison have scored a touchdown there. okay, I lied. Apparently they got tackled at the half-yard line. That's ridiculous. He wasn't tackled. He was in. Okay. Giant South is on the 1-inch line. They're getting ready to score. Quick update from the Torrington-Warland game tonight. That game is now tied in the fourth quarter, 13-13. Torrington-Warland tied at 13. About 6.5 to go in that one again, thanks to our friends at the Torrington Telegram for that update. So again, hit me up on the chat here, the chat window here on the live stream. Twitter, @WyomingFootball, Facebook.com/WyomingFootballHistory, Wyoming-football.com for all the score updates from tonight. And at the end of the night, I'm also going to be posting updated standings, and then we'll go through and update all the team pages with all the results. So, busy night ahead of me after I log off here tonight. Quick update from our friends at WyoPreps. After 3 quarters, Lusk is absolutely obliterating Saratoga. Lusk up 44-6, that game entering the fourth quarter. That 1A 11-man game, Lusk, of course, lost to Moorcroft last week. Saratoga lost to Burns last week, so a pair of 0-1 teams going at it. It looks like Lusk is going to go to 1-1. Saratoga going to fall to 0-2 unless Saratoga has some sort of miracle comeback in them. 44-6 going into the fourth quarter. All right, looks like we got a Bubba Ward 11-yard touchdown run for Wheatland. Wheatland went for 2 and did not get it. Ooh, that might be a big deal because now the score is Pinedale 13, Wheatland 12. That game about halfway through the third quarter. Again, Pinedale up 13-12 on Wheatland. They are playing that game in Sublette County. And the defending 2A champions there in Wheatland going for 2, missing it, now down 13-12. But at least pull within 1 point. Looks like Star Valley has gotten a late score. There's looks about 15 seconds left, and Star Valley puts another one over. Hunter Woodward apparently with the touchdown there for Star Valley. It's 49-7. Star Valley up on Riverton. That game almost final thanks to Dal Erickson for that update. Dre McCrae for Cheyenne South. 1-yard touchdown run. Cheyenne South now leading Cheyenne East 23-14. Conversion fails on a bad snap, but that doesn't mean the Bison aren't in the lead. So Bison up 9, 23-14 on Cheyenne East. Yeah, still at Wyoming-football.com. Getting ready to post the final score from the Star Valley Riverton game. According to the live stream, that game has 11 seconds to go. Riverton just got the ball after the kickoff. That game about ready to go final. 49-7 Star Valley up. The only other live video stream that I've seen tonight is from the Kimmer-Grable game. Last I saw, Grable was up 50-0 in that one. Kimmer's losing streak going to continue tonight. Again, hit me up on the chat here on the YouTube live stream, or hit me up on Twitter at Wyoming Football, or hit me up on Facebook, facebook.com/Wyoming Football History, the world's longest URL, and it's not that I picked it, but that's what I've got. So, any one of those 3 channels is where you can reach me. Would love to hear from you. Of course, hit up Wyoming-football.com. The blog is where I kind of throw out my weekly thoughts, and every once in a while, more often than weekly, when I've got something to say. So please check that out. All right. Our last 6 o'clock game is about ready to go final, that being the Riverton Star Valley game. And that game has gone final. Star Valley has defeated Riverton 49-7. So, Braves win, 49-7 the final on that one, Star Valley over Riverton. Very impressive win from Star Valley, because Riverton is a good football team. I really thought Riverton might give Star Valley a run for their money. Clearly, I was mistaken. Clearly, I and everyone else outside of Afton has underestimated Star Valley this year. So Star Valley with a 49-7 win over Riverton. Star Valley well on their way to defending that 3A championship. Of course, it won't be easy. Of course, there's going to be teams in their way like Douglas and like Green River. But Riverton, I really thought, was going to be one of those teams that could kind of push Star Valley. And it may very well be that they did. They might have pushed Star Valley really hard. And Star Valley's just that good. It's entirely possible that that's the case. So, quick update from our friends at WyoPreps in the third quarter level, and Big Piney are tied at 20. Big Piney, of course, lost to Shoshone last week. Did not expect them really to be this competitive with Level. Level, yeah, they struggled last week against Bighorn. It was, I believe, 30-8. Yep. And I thought Level had the upper hand in that one, but Big Piney really pushing on Level. In that game in Lovell. So Big Piney going on the road and doing big things. 20-20 there in the third quarter. All right. Quick update again from our friends at WyoPreps. The Camera Grable game now in the fourth quarter, still 50-0. Grable up big on the Rangers in that one. Another update from Cheyenne South and Cheyenne East. This one has turned. Oh my goodness. Cheyenne South recovered a fumble. Keyshawn Farmer scores from 4 yards out. Not on the fumble, but on the subsequent possession. And now Cheyenne South up on Cheyenne East 31-14 after the 2-point conversion. My goodness, Cheyenne South. My goodness. Look at you go. Oh, wow. 31-14, South up on East. I thought the East-South game would be pretty close. I thought if it was going to be a big victory, it would be a big East victory. I actually ranked East above South in my weekly rankings, and boy, is South ever shoving that back in my face. Woo! Nice work, Bison. 31-14. T-Bird, you got some work to do. Thank you, I gotta say, to my friend Jeremiah Jonke there at the Wyoming Tribune Eagle in Cheyenne for that update. Appreciate it. A quick fourth quarter update again, this one from our friends at WyoPreps. Remember I mentioned Buffalo was up on Powell 7-0? Well, now it is 7-6. Powell cutting into that lead of Buffalo's, but apparently coming up short on the conversion. I don't know if they went for one or if they went for two. Either way, Powell still up on Buffalo, but now the lead 7-6. That game in the fourth quarter. Looks like Guernsey has gotten a score, and Guernsey has taken the lead against Lingle. They were down, I believe it was 24-13. Guernsey comes back, gets a couple touchdowns. Now Guernsey is up on Lingle 26-24. That game with 6:02 left in the fourth quarter. Again, thanks to Scott Starkey at the Torrington Telegram for that update on Twitter. We appreciate it very much. Tried to get a quick update there on the Newcastle Moorcroft game. Didn't happen. They're at commercial right now, so I'm going to hold off on that one. I think they're a true contender for the state championship, right? Not only winning, but winning the way they've won. I'm pulling it up here again. Evanston 42-10, Central 17-0. I mean, those are not squeaker games. Those are dominating performances. And it's great to see that from Cheyenne South. Chances are pretty good by the end of the night we're going to still have 4 undefeated teams in Class 4A: Gillette, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and South. And Actually, chances are pretty good. I mean, all of them. Yeah, we could have those 4 undefeated teams. They'll probably all be 3-0 this week. They could also all be 4-0 next week because none of them play each other next week. So we could have 4 undefeated teams in 4A after 4 weeks, and that is bizarre to think about. And it's bizarre to think that one of them might be Cheyenne South. Getting a little ahead of myself. They still have to close out Cheyenne East tonight, and then they've got Kelly Walsh next week in Casper. But still, it's fun to think about, isn't it? It's really fun to think about. Quick update from Bighorn. Colton Williams gets a 55-yard touchdown run. Bighorn up on Burns 46-8. That game early in the third quarter, Rams having no trouble with Burns Bronx. A quick update from the Laramie-Natrona game. No change. It's still 7-6. Laramie's still leading that one. It's getting late in the third quarter, not a lot of scoring. Laramie's still up 7-6. Of course, finals so far. Sheridan did beat Evanston 49-3. Douglas over Cody 36-12 in 3A football. Star Valley over Riverton 49-7. In 2A, it was Mountain View over Lyman, 28-14. In 1A, it was Pine Bluffs beating Wind River 41-0. Tongue River beating Wyoming Indian 68-0. And those are our finals so far. Oh, an update from our friends at WyoPreps. It looks like Upton Sundance got their heads on right at halftime. Upton Sundance now up on Rocky Mountain 22-14, that game in the third quarter. Of course, Rocky Mountain was up 14-9 in that one, and that game being played in Upton. So Upton Sundance getting their poop in a group and now up on Rocky Mountain by 8, 22-14 there in the third quarter. Third quarter has come to a close in the Rock Springs Kelly Walsh game there in Rock Springs. Rock Springs still up 22-6 on Kelly Walsh. Score update from our friends at WyoPreps in the 1A ranks, Southeast and Shoshone. Southeast now beating Shoshone 26-13. Boy, Southeast has just got Shoshone's number, don't they? I really thought Shoshone was going to win that one, but Southeast proving again that they're a heck of a program, that they can lose a good class and bring a good class in and develop those players immediately. Southeast up on Shoshone 26-13, 12 minutes to go in that game. Wheatland has taken the lead on Pinedale. 45-yard fumble return for Wheatland for a touchdown, and now Wheatland up 18-13. That game in the third quarter. Wheatland up on Pinedale 18-13 in Sublette County. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter in that one. Again, Wyoming-football.com is the site. If you go to results by year in 2016, all of tonight's scores will be posted there. Hit me up on the YouTube live stream. There's a chat function. Feel free to use it. I'm looking at it. Twitter.com. I am at Wyoming Football on Twitter. And, of course, Facebook.com. Facebook.com/Wyoming Football History. I'm going to try to tune into the Moorcroft Newcastle game and see how that's going. Thanks for bearing with me as I pause the stream. Of course, this is what I do on Friday nights, try to find these scores as they're going on, and sometimes I have to wait for the radio guy to say the score. And that's okay. I'm just glad you're joining me. I'm glad you're with me for all the fun. So I can give you a quick update from the Lingle Guernsey game. Guernsey scored again. Guernsey now up 33-24 on Lingle. That's a big deal because that's a 9-point lead for Guernsey. Good for them. They were again down 24-13 in that one, so a nice comeback for the Vikings. It sounds like Moorcroft has just scored on a 7-yard touchdown pass against Newcastle. I don't know the score yet. And as soon as the extra point is kicked, I hope we're going to hear a score. All right, 8:40 to go in the fourth quarter in the Newcastle-Moorcroft game. Still no score. I don't know what the score is. There is a score. I just don't know what it is. They're trying to kick the extra point right now in Moorcroft, and it sounds like it's a struggle. So I'll give you a couple quick updates. Thanks to our friends at YO Varsity, Rock Springs now up 29-6 on Kelly Walsh. That game early in the fourth quarter. Another Oaklawn Jenkins touchdown run. Bighorn is now up on Burns 46-8. 5:19 to go in the third quarter. Cade Van Dyken an interception. Thanks to our friends at the Sheridan Press for that update. Clark Forster at the Jackson Hole News and Guide gives us an update from the Lander-Jackson game. He calls it an uneventful third quarter. Lander is on Jackson's 1-yard line. Jackson leads 14-7, but Lander threatening that game heading into the fourth quarter. All right, got it. All right, Newcastle and Moorcroft. I finally got a score. Newcastle is up 21-6 on Moorcroft. That game in the fourth quarter. Moorcroft had a couple attempts at the extra point. The first one went wide right, but there was some sort of penalty, and then so Moorcroft got to try to kick it again, and that one went wide left. So Moorcroft with a little trouble in the kicking game tonight, down 21-6 to Newcastle. That game there in Moorcroft tonight. An update from our friends at YO Preps on the Torrington-Warland game. Torrington has scored with a minute 34 to go in the fourth quarter to break the tie. Torrington up on Warland 19-13. Minute 34 to go in the fourth quarter. After 3 in Gillette's still up on Cheyenne Central 41-0. That game, a blowout. Doesn't sound like a lot of fun then in Gillette tonight, unless you're a Camel. If you're anyone but a Camel, that game is just disgusting. 41-0, Gillette up. So feel free to hit me up on the chat here on YouTube, or hit me up on Twitter at Wyoming Football, Facebook.com/Wyoming Football History. It's really cool to just kind of look for the updates as we get them. Really exciting stuff. I do have a little bit more detail now on the Torrington score. Braden Bivens got the 2-yard touchdown run to put Torrington up 19-13 on Warland late in the fourth quarter. I am posting a short update on Twitter for all my Twitter followers, letting them know that this stream exists. Again, Twitter at Wyoming Football History. Oh, I hear exciting things. Cam Quigley, a 67-yard touchdown for Newcastle. All right, so 27-6 now. Newcastle up on Moorcroft. That game in the fourth quarter. Extra point to come. All right. End of the third quarter now officially in the Natrona-Laramie game, that game in Casper. Natrona still down 7-6 to the Plainsmen. Into 3 in Pinedale. Wheatland leading Pinedale 18-13. Lander has scored against Jackson. Could not execute on the extra point. Bad snap. Oh, got to get your long snappers under control. So Jackson does lead Lander 14-13. That game barely into the fourth quarter. Thanks again to Clark Forster for that update. He's at the Jackson Hole News and Guide. And I appreciate his help tonight on Twitter. So Newcastle now up 28-6 on Moorcroft. That game in the fourth quarter. Cam Quigley, that big touchdown run. Dogies probably going to hold on and win that 2A East Conference game. Up 28-6 on those regional rivals, those Moorcroft Wolves. So good-looking win for the Dogies there. All right, touchdown for Natrona, Harshman to Shepperson. Touchdown for Natrona. It's Natrona's first touchdown of the season. Natrona's 6 points tonight so far were 2 field goals. So Natrona getting on the board with a touchdown. They're going to take the lead against Laramie there in the fourth quarter. That's 12-7 now. Natrona up against Laramie with the 2-point conversion to come. Thanks to Brady Oltmans at the Casper Star Tribune for providing that update on Twitter. Looks like the Kemmer Grable game has gone final. I'm going to tune into that one real quick. There it is. YO Preps has popped in with that one. The final in that one ended up being Grable 57, Kemmer 0. So Kemmer, that long losing streak continues. Kemmer falls tonight 57-0 to Grable. That game was the 2A West Conference opener for both teams. And so Grable gets the victory in that one, 57-0. I am posting that update live. You can probably hear the tapping on the keyboard from my updates at wyoming-football.com. Check out the score updates there tonight. It's wyoming-football.com, and you can go to results by year and click on 2016. Or you can go to wyoming-football.com and actually just type in 2016.html after that, and you will get all of tonight's updates. Natrona did get that 2-point conversion, so Natrona up 14-7 on Laramie. That game 5 seconds into the fourth quarter. So again, I am on the live stream, obviously, so if you have any questions here with the YouTube live stream, let me know. There's a chat function. Feel free to use it. Of course, twitter.com. I am on there. So Twitter, I'm at Wyoming Football. And then Facebook is facebook.com/Wyoming Football History. The website, of course, wyoming-football.com. Would love to hear from you on any one of those channels tonight. Quick check-in on East-South. Looks like that one's still 31-14. Cheyenne South up on Cheyenne East in that one. Of course, Gillette up big on Central. Last check was 41-0. Rock Springs is up on Kelly Walsh 29-6. Those are your 4A updates. 3A games still going right now. Jackson and Lander. Jackson leading 14-13. Powell Buffalo. I have not heard an update on that one in a while. Rollins Green River likewise haven't heard an update on that one in a while. But Green River was up on Rollins 21-12. Buffalo was up on Powell 7-6 in the fourth quarter. And of course, Worland Torrington, I'm thinking that game is probably going to go final soon. Tied late, but Torrington did get the touchdown to take the lead on Worland 19-13. Those are your 3A updates. Quick 6-man update from our friend Scott Starkey at the Torrington Telegram. Guernsey has scored again. Now Guernsey up on Lingle 39-24. Remember, Guernsey was down in that one 24-13, so I got to do the math in my head. 26 straight points for Guernsey Sunrise against Lingle. Looks like Guernsey's going to put a little notch in their belt in that rivalry. Again, their first game since 2008. They're only 20 miles apart, but they've been in different divisions. Guernsey's been in 6-man, Lingle 11-man, and now that Lingle's in 6-man, that rivalry is back. And, of course, I made that my game of the week this week on wyoming-football.com on the blog, wyoming-football.com/blog. You can read all about it there. All right, an update in Class 2A from Bighorn. Nolan McCafferty scores, and Bighorn now up on Burns 52-8. And that game now is going to be, let's see, 50, not quite running clock mode, but 1:16 to go in the third quarter. Bighorn up on Burns 52-8. We've got a final. Our friends at WyoPreps are giving us this final. Torrington has defeated Warland 19-13. That game final in Class 3A. Torrington 19, Warland 13. The late touchdown, I believe it was Brady Bivens getting that late touchdown as Torrington beats Warland 19-13. Torrington getting that win at home. Warland was on the right end last week against Lander, on the wrong end this week against Torrington. A couple close games for the Warriors to start the season. 1-1 for Warland now. Got one, did not get the other one. Law of averages catching up with Warland this week. So again, Torrington 19-30, and Torrington now 2-0. Of course, beat Wheatland last week pretty handily, and then topping Warland this week at home. All right. Cheyenne East has scored, closed the gap against Cheyenne South a little bit. Matt Selmer, a 13-yard touchdown, and East now behind 31-21 to Cheyenne South. About 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Thanks again to my friend Jeremiah Junkie at the Wyoming Tribune Eagle providing that update for us on Twitter. The one game I haven't heard anything on at all from anyone tonight is the Snake River Riverside game, that game in 6-man there in Basin. Haven't heard a word on that, can't give you any updates on that. It's the only game I don't have updates on. Everything else I've heard at least something on, so if you're out there and you're in the Basin neighborhood and you have an update you can share with us, that would be awesome. So hit me up on Twitter. It's twitter.com/Wyoming Football History. Wyoming-football.com is the site. Facebook.com/Wyoming Football History. Twitter, I'm at Wyoming Football, and of course the live dashboard right here on the live stream. Y'all caught up? All right. Let's run through what we've got so far. Gillette beating Central, last I heard on that was 41-0. Gillette was up. South beating East 31-21. Rock Springs is beating Kelly Walsh. That game 29-7. And then Natrona is up on Laramie 14-7. All those games in the fourth quarter now. Jackson up on Lander 14-13 in a squeaker there in Teton County. Powell and Buffalo up 7-6 last I heard. It's been a long time since I've heard an update on that one. Green River Rollins, same deal, long time since I've heard an update on that one, but Green River was up 21-12. Bighorn up on Burns 52-8 in the fourth quarter. Big Piney and Lovell were tied at 20 in the third quarter. Haven't heard much since. Newcastle up on Moorcroft 28-6 in the fourth quarter last I heard. Glenrock up on Thermopolis at halftime. I don't remember what it was, but it was a shutout. Glenrock clearly in control. I think it was 33-0, something like that. Wheatland up on Pinedale 18-13 that game in the fourth quarter. Lusk was up on Saratoga 44-7. Upton Sundance struggled early, now up on Rocky Mountain 22-14 that game in the third quarter. And Southeast doubling up Shoshone 26-13 last I heard that game was, I think, late third quarter. Guernsey up on Lingle 39-24, I believe was the update on that one. And then nothing yet, like I said, from Snake River and Riverside there in Basin. An update on the Green River Rollins game. Green River taking control, up 28-12 on Rollins, that game in the third quarter. It looks like Cheyenne Central has gotten on the board. First touchdown of the year for Cheyenne Central, Ethan Sipe. Scores. It doesn't help the final score much. It doesn't even make it respectable. It's still 41-7. Gillette up on Central with about 7 minutes to go there in Campbell County. Final score from our friends at WyoPreps. Lusk has defeated Saratoga 58-12. So Lusk gets their first win of the year, 58-12 on Saratoga. That's our friends at WyoPreps with that update. The last Gillette update, I wanted to thank Grant Egger. He's there at the Gillette News Record providing that update for us on Twitter. Appreciate his help. So I'm going to post the quick update here from the Lusk-Saratoga game on wyoming-football.com. Of course, the website, wyoming-football.com, if you go to 2016.html, that's where I'm posting the scores tonight. You can also just go to results by year and click on 2016. That's the easy way to do it. Pinedale has scored against Wheatland, so Pinedale up 19-18 with about 9 minutes to go there in the fourth quarter. the defending 2A state champions struggling against Pinedale in Pinedale. Spencer Criddle gets the 3-yard touchdown run, and Pinedale now up 19-18 in the fourth quarter on the Bulldogs. I wanted to thank Kent Smith, Wheatland Radio, KZoo, providing that update. Oaklawn Jenkins has scored again. Imagine that. He's a pretty good football player. And Rock Springs now up on Kelly Walsh 35-6. Darren Pepper has posted that update on Twitter. He's the Rock Springs High School principal, and he's sharing the love for his Tigers on Twitter tonight. 35-6. Lots of reasons to share the love for Rock Springs. Okay, quick update from Jackson. Eric Elsmeyer has scored from 33 yards away, and Jackson has gone up on Lander 21-13. Touchdown run for the quarterback there, Eric Elsmeyer. Great video from Clark Forster there at the Jackson Hole News and Guide of that video. He's at JHNG Sports if you want to see that play unfold right before your eyes. So Jackson now up 21-13 on Lander with about 9 minutes to go. Bighorn has thrown its JV on the field. Bighorn leading Burns 59-8. That game now in the fourth quarter, and the running clock has kicked in Bighorn. Bighorn up 59-8. That game probably be going final soon. Quick check in here. South still up on East 31-21. Looks like they're in a timeout. I have professed my love for South tonight on the live stream. I'll try not to do it again, but South, boy, what a big victory. If they can keep that 10-point lead, good for them, good for South. So happy for them. If any program in the state needed it, it was South. You can make an argument for Lander, you can make an argument for Kemmerer, you can make an argument for St. Stephen's, but Cheyenne South is a program that's never seen success, ever, in football. Lander's seen success, Kemmerer's seen success, St. Stephen's even has seen success. It was a long time ago, but even they've seen success, and it's just so good for a program that hasn't had it to get a little taste of it. And if South can move to 3-0, it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun there in the halls of Cheyenne South High School for the next week, and they deserve it. Again, I am on the live stream here on YouTube. Hit me up on the chat. If you've got any questions, ask them away. Of course, on Twitter, I'm at Wyoming Football, and on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Wyoming Football History. Hit me up. Happy to chat. As I have it, Gillette is up on Central 41-7. South on East 31-21. Rock Springs on Kelly Walsh. I believe I just mentioned that. It was 35-6. Natrona up on Laramie 14-7. Those are your 4A scores so far. We have another running clock game, and my goodness, what a running clock game. After 3 quarters, Glen Rock is leading Thermopolis 50-0. Wow. Either Glen Rock is really, really, really good, and I mean, there's no reason they shouldn't be. I have them ranked number 1 in Class 2A. They're leading Thermopolis 50-0, so they're either really good, just like we thought, or Thermopolis is really going through some transition time right now. Of course, Thermopolis just got the toughest friggin' schedule to start a year. They had Grable, Glen Rock, and Wheatland 1, 2, 3 right out of the gate. Grable beat them last week 63-0. Glen Rock now up on Thermopolis 50-0 this week. And the bad part for Thermopolis was that Grable game was on the road. The Glen Rock game on the road. They do get Wheatland at home in week 3, but that doesn't promise to be much easier. So Thermopolis really getting some lessons taught to them tonight by Glen Rock. Again, 50-0. That game heading into the fourth quarter should be over here in just about 12 minutes with that running clock. Clayton Clark gets a 67-yard touchdown for Burns. Doesn't help that much. Burns still behind to Bighorn. That game 59-15 early in the fourth quarter. Oh, problems for Natrona. Natrona again up 14-7 against Laramie. Natrona trying to punt, can't punt, and Laramie has taken the ball over on the 5-yard line of Natrona. So Laramie down 14-7, but knocking on the door. That game about 8:46 to go. Thanks to Brady Oltmans at the Casper Star Tribune for providing that update. Another update from this one from Kent Smith at KZEW Radio there in Wheatland, hometown of my father. Bubba Ward with 3-yard touchdown run. Wheatland now up on Pinedale 24-19. That game about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Thank you, Kent, for that update. Quick score update from Casper. Appears Dodd did get that touchdown run for Taylor Dodd, for Laramie, gets that 5-yard touchdown run. But Natrona blocks the potential game-tying extra point. So Natrona's still up on Laramie, but it's now 14-13. That game early to midway through the fourth quarter. Ooh, a final in 3A. It sounds like a thriller. Buffalo 7, Powell 6. That's your final tonight from Buffalo, I believe. Yes. Buffalo wins at home 7-6 over Powell. I kind of jokingly said, thriller, 7-6. But boy, when it's 7-6 and it's in the fourth quarter, those types of games are always exciting. They might suck for 3.5 quarters, but any 1-point game is worth the price of admission. So Buffalo gets that win tonight, 7-6 over Powell. Of course, Buffalo now 2-0. Buffalo still undefeated. They beat Cody last week in another thriller, 27-21. So Buffalo proving that it can win those close games. Still trying to get all completely caught up here. Of course, I'm on the live stream here on YouTube. Hit me up on the chat there, or hit me up on Twitter at Wyoming Football, or Wyoming-football.com. And then, of course, I am on Facebook too, facebook.com/Wyoming Football History. I am hearing things in my earbuds from Newcastle, and I want to check this out. Oh, never mind. The stream died on me. Got to refresh that. I will get back to that. Sounds like Moorcroft scored in that game, so I was trying to figure out what that was. It sounded like it was a feel-good touchdown there in the fourth quarter for Moorcroft, so it sounds like Newcastle has that one pretty much in hand. All right, 36-14, Newcastle is up on Moorcroft. That game with about 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So right now I'm kind of cruising around trying to find anything from the Snake River Riverside game. It's the only game I haven't heard anything on. That game was supposed to kick off at 7 p.m. in Basin. Haven't heard a word on it. Would love to hear a word on it if that's you out there and you can help. I've mentioned where you can find me. You know where to find me. Hit me up. So I'm going to cruise around a little bit here, see what I can find, see if anyone's maybe tweeting about it and I just don't know about it. No one's tweeting about it, and I'm just missing it. So, all right. Quick update from Gillette. Tony Johnston. That's a new name to me. But of course, JV in for Gillette right now. Tony Johnston scores on an 18-yard touchdown run. Gillette extends its lead over Cheyenne Central, 47-7. That game in the fourth quarter. Wanted to thank Grant Egger from the Gillette News Record. He provided me with that update. It's much appreciated. So, a final score for you. Lingle gets a score late. It's not enough. Guernsey holds on, beats Lingle 39-32. tonight in the renewal of that little rivalry between Platte and Goshen counties. Platte County comes out on top tonight. Guernsey wins 39-32. Thanks for bearing with me as I update the site and tweet along here. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter, at Wyoming Football on Twitter. I just posted a tweet about the Guernsey-Lingle rivalry. So it sounds like the Newcastle Moorcroft game is about ready to go final. So I'm checking in with that one. All right. A final score in Class 4A. Rock Springs has defeated Kelly Walsh 35-12. So 35-12, Rock Springs beating Kelly Walsh. That is final now. By the way, thanks for hanging out with me. This has been fun. This is what I do anyway. This is what I do on Friday nights. I just hang out, look for Wyoming high school football scores. Thanks for sharing that with me. So Newcastle is up on Moorcroft, 36-14. That game coming up close to a final. Newcastle does have the ball. They're just running out the clock right now. So that game should go final soon. Nice little 82-yard touchdown run for Burns. Wow. So that game is in a running clock. So Bighorn is up on Burns. 59-22 now. Bighorn was up in that, I believe, 59-6. So a couple touchdowns there late for Burns. 59-22. About 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, but it will be a running clock. They don't. Once you go over 45, the running clock starts. They don't stop it once it closes to less than 45. Oh, I did want to thank the Sheridan Press for that update. It's much appreciated. All right, final. Newcastle wins. Yep, final. Newcastle 36, Moorcroft 14. And again, I'm going to update that score on wyoming-football.com. Newcastle with the road win tonight. Good work for the Dogies. Dogies have been impressive. I know they lost to Upton Sundance, but Upton Sundance was pretty good. So Newcastle, I think, will be kind of a threat in 2A this year. I don't know if they're going to be a favorite, but they're one of those teams that can sneak up on you. It's one of those teams that it's like a trap game. They really could cause some problems for those teams like Bighorn or Glenrock there in the east if they're not on their game. Newcastle might be one of those teams that can knock them off. Ooh, big update. Cheyenne South letting this one slip away against Cheyenne East. Matt Selmer, a 30-yard touchdown run. East now behind 31-28 to South with 2:58 to go in that game. Cheyenne South was up 31-14. What happened? My goodness. East making the huge comeback, and there's lots of time left. 2:58 is plenty of time. Cheyenne East making it interesting against Cheyenne South. They're in Cheyenne tonight. Cheyenne Central has scored again. 66-yard touchdown pass. So now Gillette leading Cheyenne Central 47-14. So Indians cutting into the lead a little bit, but it's pretty much academic at this point. They're just deciding the final score. Gillette gonna win that one. Thanks to Camel Sports on Twitter. I believe that's KAML Radio there in Gillette for that update. All right, Laramie's got the ball. Laramie down 14-13 right now to Natrona. But Laramie has got the ball back after a Natrona punt. Laramie had a touchback, so their ball, their own 20. They got 4 minutes and 32 seconds to work with, and they only need 1 point, thanks to Brady Oltmans on Twitter for that update. Ooh, an update from our friends at WyoPreps, Big Piney and Lovell. I told you I hadn't heard an update on that one in a while. Well, there's a reason why I hadn't heard an update on that one in a while. No one scored since the middle of the third quarter when the game was tied at 20-20. The game is still 20-20, and now they're going to overtime. So Big Piney hanging tough on the road against Lovell. Great to see that from the Punchers. Not so great to see that if you're a Lovell Bulldogs fan. I really thought Lovell wouldn't have much trouble with Big Piney, to be honest with you, but Big Piney showing me something tonight. Even if they don't win tonight, they show me a lot by taking Lovell to overtime in Lovell. Good work from the Punchers, but that game going to overtime tied 20-20. So a couple thrillers tonight in Class 4A, East-South. That game about 3 minutes ago. South up 31-28. And then, of course, Laramie-Natrona. Laramie down 14-13, but with the ball. That one's going to get interesting, I think. So I will give you these updates as I can. I'm all over the internet, scouring as many places as I can find to bring you the livest live updates. It's sort of the Wyoming football version, the Wyoming high school football version of your NFL Red Zone, and bringing you the updates as I have them. Trying to keep one eye on all the other scores and one eye on this East-South game. That's going to be really, really interesting to watch because South is letting it kind of slip away. They got to hold on. Although South does have the ball past midfield now, so they've gotten at least, I'm thinking at least one first downer, had a really nice kickoff return. So South doing what they can to keep East at bay, at least for the moment. A final from our friends at WyoPreps. Southeast has defeated Shoshone 32-13. Again, 32-13. Southeast just thumping on Shoshone. Boy, really wasn't even that close in the end. Southeast really taking it to them. 32-13, that final tonight. In Yoder, so Shoshone was on the road for that one, but that's no excuse. Southeast, boy, just showing their strength. Maybe showing us that that maybe the east side is still a bit stronger than the west side this year. As they beat Shoshone 32-13. Again, that Southeast curse just striking Shoshone at every turn. Another 1A final, Upton Sundance, after a lackluster start, after falling behind 14-9 at halftime, shuts out Rocky Mountain in the second half. Upton Sundance. Can't forget half the team. Upton Sundance does defeat Rocky Mountain 34-14 tonight. So the Patriots come up big in the second half and beat Rocky Mountain 34-14. That game tonight was in Upton. Of course, all the Upton Sundance games this season, all the Upton Sundance home games this season are going to be in Upton. Sundance's field is unavailable. They're building a new elementary school in Sundance, and they decided to build it right over the top of the existing football field. So Upton Sundance having to play in Upton because Sundance doesn't have a football field. They built the new school right on top of the field, and they don't have a replacement field to play on. So Sundance really getting kind of screwed this year. No home games in Sundance. They're all in Upton until they can get that new field built. And the new field is going to be built where the old elementary school was. So if you know anything about Sundance, and I do because I was born there, that's what's going on there. And that's why all the home games this year are in Upton for Upton Sundance. A final in the 4A ranks. Gillette has defeated Central. That game now final 47-14. Thanks to our friends at the Gillette News Record, Grant Egger there providing that final 47-14. Gillette looking every bit the contender that we all thought they would be. Gillette's my number one team this year in 4A. No reason to change that after tonight as they take care of Central 47-14, and it sounds closer than it was. Gillette had no problems. Got up early and then kind of took their foot off the gas. Let's see. Another final. Bighorn has defeated Burns 59-22. Burns got some garbage touchdowns. So, again, sounds closer than it was. Burns falling tonight to Bighorn 59-22. That game in Bighorn, tough road trip for Burns. Bighorn was up, I believe, 59-6. And then they too let off the gas. A couple garbage time touchdowns for Burns. Final now 59-22. Bighorn gets that W, basically like we all thought they would. Burns had a nice victory last week. Beat Saratoga in the season opener. But Bighorn just too much right now. Jackson has scored again. Jackson scoring late against Lander. Jackson now up 28-13. That game in the fourth quarter, about 2 minutes to go. Again, thanks to Clark Forster at the Jackson Hole News and Guide for that update. 28-13. I forgot to mention my friends at the Sheridan Press. They were the one who provided the Bighorn Burns final update. We really appreciate that. All right. Sounds like Cheyenne South is going to have to punt to Cheyenne East. But there's only 12 seconds left. Oh, East has the ball. I just tuned into the live stream. I see lots of celebrating from Cheyenne South. I believe Cheyenne South just got an interception. And looks like South's going to hold on to win that one. But before I give you that, it looks like Pinedale has taken the lead on Wheatland. There's a bad punt snap. Pinedale recovered it. Bad punt snap for Wheatland. Pinedale recovered it at Wheatland's 1 yard line. Spencer Criddle goes in. 2-point conversion good. Pinedale now up on Wheatland 27-24 with about 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Final from Glenrock. This from our friends at WyoPreps. Glenrock has defeated Thermopolis 63-0. My goodness, is that the second straight 63-0 loss for Thermopolis? Yes, it is. So Thermopolis now loses consecutive 63-0 games. I wonder if Glenrock realized the score last week. They tried to match what Grable did. Grable as my number 2, Glenrock my number 1. I wonder if Glenrock said, boy, if we don't match Grable, we might not be ranked number 1 next week, so got to match that 63 points. I don't know if that was part of it at all. Gosh, I hope not, because the ratings don't mean jack. It's just something fun we sports writers do. But Glenrock beating Thermopolis tonight 63-0. Cheyenne South has defeated Cheyenne East. That game 31-28 now the final. Again, thanks to our friends Jeremiah Junkie at the Wyoming Tribune Eagle for that update. So South holds on to beat East 31-28. Of course, I'm at wyoming-football.com posting these final scores. You're probably hearing the tap, 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 tap. That's what I am doing right now, posting these scores on wyoming-football.com. It's wyoming-football.com/2016.html. All right, another final. Tyler Teeter, a 10-yard run in overtime, and Lovell has defeated Big Piney 26-20. So Tyler Teeter, the hero there for the Bulldogs, he scores the game-winning touchdown. Level 26, Big Piney 20 in 2A action. Again, I was really impressed. Big Piney go on the road and give Lovell that kind of game. They should be really, really happy with the way they played tonight, even though they lost. And I know there's no moral victories, but I'd feel good. So, still, Lovell, though, also showing a lot of grit, a lot of determination. Good for them to get the win in overtime and win that conference opener. That's one of those games, if you lose now, by the time week 8 rolls around, you're so incredibly frustrated that you lost it. So Lovell, I'm sure, really, really happy with that one. And Tyler Teeter, the big hero tonight. All right. A quick update from Casper. Natrona, Riley Shepperson, boy, a lot of trouble with the kicking game for Laramie tonight. Had an extra point blocked and now has a field goal blocked. And Riley Shepperson blocks it, so Natrona gets the ball back. 38 seconds to go, and Natrona up 14-13. They're going to hold on, and they're going to beat Laramie in this one tonight. Thanks to Brady Oltmans at the Casper Star-Tribune for that update. Very much appreciated. Okay, Green River has just really turned it on against Rollins. Green River now up 49-12 against Rollins, thanks to our friends at Wild Preps for that update. Rollins was up 12-7 in that one, and then Green River apparently decided to get serious, strapped it on, and they are up now 49-12 late in that one. All right, and it looks like we do have a final from Jackson. Jackson has defeated Lander 28-13. I wasn't totally sure on that one, but that game has gone final. At least according to our friends at the Jackson Hole News and Guide, Jackson wins 28-13 over Lander. Of course, Wyoming-football.com is where all these score updates are going. Posting the Jackson score. Jackson gets its first victory of the season over Lander. Lander, of course, on a pretty long losing streak. Jackson struggled in their first two games, lost big to a couple Idaho teams. Once they get in Wyoming, though, looks like they've got it figured out. All right, and it's officially a final now from Casper. As the Mustangs hold off Laramie, final 14-13. Saw an interesting stat today. I've got it on my website, but my friends at the Laramie Boomerang did a really nice job of highlighting it. Also at KOWB Radio, I believe in Laramie, they highlighted this as well, that Laramie hasn't beaten Natrona in Casper since 1994. And that streak continues as NC wins 14-13. NC's first win of the season. And also, a weird little thing I just noticed, all of the home teams in Class 4A are the winners tonight. So Natrona wins 14-13 over Laramie. All the home teams, Gillette, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Cheyenne South, and now Natrona, were your 4A winners tonight. So, a quick update there. Again, I am on the live stream here on YouTube, and I'm also on Twitter at Wyoming Football, Facebook.com/Wyoming Football History, and Wyoming-football.com. So the scores I'm still looking for. Rollins and Green River, that one was a high-scoring affair. Green River up 49-12 in that one. Wheatland and Pinedale still going at it. Pinedale up 27-24. That one almost over. Wheatland's getting the ball back, and after a late Pinedale touchdown, so we'll see what Wheatland can do with the ball. The only other score I'm waiting on is Snake River and Riverside. They were supposed to kick off at 7 p.m. in Basin tonight, and haven't heard a word on that one in any direction. And if you've got that score, I am all about it. Oh, look what I just found. Final tonight, Snake River has defeated Riverside 61-19. Riverside struggling. They played KC last week and got beat 56-0. Snake River teaching Riverside another lesson tonight. So Snake River beats Riverside in Basin 61-19. Rough start for the two new six-man teams, Lingle falling tonight and Riverside also falling. Of course, Burlington, the other new six-man team, they don't play until tomorrow. Looks like we do have a final from the Pinedale-Wheatland game. Pinedale has held on, and Pinedale has defeated Wheatland 27-24. that botched punt snap leads to the game-winning touchdown there for Pinedale late in the fourth quarter. And thanks to our friends at WyoPreps for that update. So Wyoming-football.com is where you're going to see that final score pop up here very, very soon. So the defending 2A champs fall to 0-2, Wheatland losing to Torrington, and then last week, and then losing to Pinedale this week on the road. So rough start for the Bulldogs, 0-2. Just wanted to thank Kent Smith, Wheatland Radio. 5 turnovers for Wheatland tonight, 2 bad punt snaps. Sounded like Wheatland maybe could have had that game and kind of gave it away to Pinedale, but Pinedale doing what winners do, which is capitalizing on mistakes. So they hold on and win that game tonight, 27-24. Looks like the last game I'm waiting on is the Rollins Green River game, which Green River was up big in that one. I believe it was 49-12 late in the fourth quarter on that one. So with that, let me see if I can find any streams. There's a stream. Now, of course, my question always with my computer is, can I get the stream to work? Oh, I can! Yay! So there's just one game still going, so I think this is where I'm going to sign off. I appreciate you hanging out. There's no doubt that Green River's going to win this game. All that's left is the final score, and it's academic. So, but I do appreciate you hanging out with me. If you like what I'm doing here and you like what you're seeing, please let me know. Please tell me what you like. Please tell me what you don't like. Please tell me if there's things I should be doing that you think would work better for this stream. I am open to suggestions, and if you think it's great as it is, tell me that too. I'd appreciate any feedback you can give me. Of course, facebook.com/Wyoming Football History, on Twitter @Wyoming Football, and then of course on the website Wyoming-football.com. I've got a blog. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. I appreciate it. I appreciate you spending your Friday night with me, and this is where I'm going to leave you. So see you around, and hopefully we'll see you next Friday. Thanks.